Jai Jinendra, sir.
Jai Jinendra.
Sorry, sir, I got late. I'm not feeling too well.
Okay. So you want to attend class or not?
No, sir, I'm going to attend. But I
Okay, okay.
got late. I'm sorry.
No problem. हरे हंत सिद्ध सुर उपाध्याय साधु सर्व अर्थ के प्रकाशी मांगलिक उपकारी है तीन को स्वरूप जानी रागते भई जो भक्ति काय को नमाए स्तुति को उच्चारी है धन्य धन्य तुम से काज सब आज भयो कर जोरी बारंबार वंदना हमारी है मंगल कल्याण सुख ऐसो हम चाहते हो मेरी ऐसी दशा जैसी तुम धारी है हो मेरी ऐसी दशा जैसी तुम धारी है
Jai Jinendra.
जय जय So we were discussing Nimit Upadan since last 2-3 classes, and today will be the last class, and we are going to discuss Upadan Nimit Doha by Kavi, poet Bhaiya Bhagwati Das ji. Okay, and then we are going to discuss this Doha again by Pandit Banarsi Das ji, and that's where we are going to end. Okay. So the scripture is in Hindi, and I think I shared the PDF, right?
Yes, sir.
So you can share. I will make you a co-host.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Although we will not be reading the Hindi version, I will be directly translating it into English, but still you can refer it from the screen. Otherwise, I will read the Hindi meaning first and then the English. That will be better. So far the discussion, not this one. This is the chart. This is not the one.
Oh. So the other one has a lot of links. So these MP3 files, so you're on mute.
So it was shared on 14 December and shared it again.
Oh, so this one.
Yeah. And I shared just now also. Yeah, this one. So this is Banarsi Das ji, and then you go ahead. Bhaiya Bhagwati Das ji. Okay. So far the discussion that we had on Nimit Upadan, principal cause and instrumental cause. Okay. So principal cause is divided into eternal principal cause and momentary principal cause. Eternal principal cause is Trikali Upadan, which is not the regulatory or controlling factor. It is not capable of producing the action. Then who is responsible for producing the action? That is Shanik Upadan, momentary principle. So that momentary principle is again divided into two things: immediate prior modification and tat samay ki yogyata, eligibility of the moment. So these are the three broad divisions from the principal cause side, from the Nimit side, instrumental cause side. The most popular bifurcation is Prerak Nimit, that is motivational instrumental cause, and Udasin Nimit, indifferent instrumental cause. Then somewhere it is also used internal instrumental cause and external instrumental cause, but the main is motivational and indifferent. So we have to identify for any action to take place who is the forceful cause, which is the forceful cause among the five. And when we discuss and analyze that, we see that there are three controlling factor or regulatory factor. The first one is eternal principal cause. Okay. Eternal principal cause is Trikali Upadan. It says that the work will happen in this substance only. Okay. So it is a controlling cause for the action to take place in that particular substance. Then we have another controlling factor or controlling cause, and that is immediate prior modification. It denotes the effort of the soul. And there is another controlling factor or controlling cause, that is the eligibility of the moment, and it is again a controlling factor for the time. Okay, so the action happens on a particular time. So when we analyze all these and come to a conclusion, we say that eligibility of the moment is the controlling factor for any action to take place, because it is the time when the action take place. So this was the whole discussion about Nimit Upadan, and the same discussion is being carried in this poem by Bhaiya Bhagwati Das ji. Page number 17. What is this you have taken? I just shared now. Yeah, you take it. It's in Hindi. Yeah, right. This one. Yeah. So first one is the Mangalacharan benediction. So I'll be reading the Hindi meaning and then the English meaning. जिस प्रकार so this is Banarsi Das ji. You just go ahead, then you will come to Bhaiya Bhagwati Das ji. 2-3 pages. Page number 3. I think 3 or 4. Yeah. Slightly up. Yeah, this one, Bhaiya Bhagwati Das ji. So go slightly below the first verse. Yeah, the first verse is for the benediction, Mangalacharan. In this particular verse, the poet Bhaiya Bhagwati Das ji, he was a scholar, learned scholar. He says that by the medium of debate, the dialogue between Upadan and Nimit. So he has depicted in such a manner that this is a drama and one character is Upadan and another character is Nimit. And both claim to be the doer of action. So both will have arguments and counter arguments. And in this way, then a conclusion will come that it is the Upadan which is the controlling or the responsible factor for any action to take place, and Nimit or the instrumental cause is just merely present there. Okay, it directly does not participate in the process, but having said that, it is always present. You cannot deny the presence of instrumental cause in any action. So out of the 5 causes, instrumental is also one of the cause, and we cannot deny that. So he promises to present a debate between Upadan and Nimit, and he bows to the foot of Jinendra Dev, because from Jinendra Dev's sermon only these principles have come. So in benediction, we always pray to the Jinendra Bhagwan, Dev Shastra Guru, Panch Parmeshti. Okay. So there are two objects to do benediction. First of all, we are doing in the presence of them. That's why we are remembering them. The other one is that our passions are also mild. When your passion is mild, you are ready to obey somebody. And when your passion is interest, you don't obey. You don't obey your parents, you don't obey your seniors, whatever. Okay. So by doing benediction, these two purposes are achieved. Okay. So I will present the discussion between Nimit and Upadan with logics and counter logics. And this is an imaginary dialogue in the form of character of Upadan and Nimit. So this was the first verse, second and third verse. So we will be doing two verses together. One will be from the Nimit side and the other will be from the Upadan side. Okay. So in this way, there are 47 words in this poem. Okay. So the second and third together. In the second verse, the poet says that if any student asks me what is Upadan and what is Nimit, right? And what is the importance of them in our life? And what are the roles that they play in the action taking place? Then in the third verse, the poet describes that a balanced view of Upadan and Nimit leads to the action. Okay. And he says that Upadan is the inherent cause, inherent power for the action. Okay. So Upadan is inherent power of the substance. And it is the main nature of the soul. Okay. And the instrumental cause, Nimit, is always non-self. Okay. Non-self, it is always a non-self substance and the association related to it. From time immemorial, for any action to take place, these two causes are always present as an association. Okay. Just like from time immemorial, the soul has been transmigrating in four states of existence. The main cause of that is its own inherent nature. And the associated cause are acting as an instrumental cause. Okay. Now verse number 4th and 5th. So again, Nimit puts its argument. Nimit, signifying its own importance, says that everyone in this universe, everyone in this world knows me. And he tells Upadan that nobody knows your name also. Then Upadan replies, when Nimit challenges Upadan of its existence, okay, then Upadan also gives a strong reply to Nimit. And he says, "Oh Nimit, you cannot do anything on your own. Why you are taking pride? Only the ignorant beings know you. But those who are right believer, those who are enlightened soul, knows me. Although I am not visible, but they know me." Right? They know that the action has taken place because of upadan and not nimit. Then in the 6th and 7th, nimit again counterattacks to the reply given by upadan. O upadan, all the living beings of this universe says that action happens according to the instrumental cause. Okay. Nobody asks about upadan. Then upadan replies. He scolds Nimit and he says, "Oh Nimit, there is no standing in front of me of yours. There is no status of yours. Without me, you cannot do a single work." As far as the people of the world are concerned, okay, they are not aware. But if they are not aware about me, I don't mind. It doesn't make a difference to me. If the world is not able to see me, if they don't want to know me, let them not know. But the omniscient God, He knows everything about me. Then in the 8th and 9th, again Nibit gives a counter argument. When Upadan talks about of the omniscient God, then Nimit catches the last word of the Upadan and he says, "Oh brother Upadan, you are right. Because of the instrumental cause of true God, true scriptures, and true monk, and because of that only all the worldly people crosses this ocean of world." Okay. Then Upadan replies, signifying its importance. "I do agree that Dev Guru Shastra, true God, true scriptures, and true monk, they are an instrumental cause for people to come out of this worldly ocean. But this kind of association, the soul has received infinite times, but he never got liberated. He never transformed himself. Okay. And that transformation is because of the principal cause, upadan. Okay. And without upadan, this mundane soul has been transmigrating in the universe since infinite time. Okay. So Dev Guru Shastra are a nimit, but that people have got access infinite times, but still they have not got liberated. Still they have not started the path of liberation. So again Nimit gives an argument in the verse number 10 and 11. So Nimit will be 10 and Upadan will be 11. So we'll take this verse in pairs only. So one will be argument from the Nimit side and the other would be from the Upadan side. Nimit asserting is strength says, "Oh Upadan brother, whatever you say, but you cannot deny the potential of instrumental cause," right? Even the enlightened soul manifest Shaik Samyak Darshan. Shaik Samyak Darshan is complete right faith. Okay, complete right belief. So they attain complete right belief in the presence of Kevli Bhagwan. Okay, omniscient God or true monk, Sruth Kevli. So this true monk or Sruth Kevli is the person who has manifested the right knowledge, and he has also got the knowledge of the 12 parts of scriptures. Dwat Sang, Bara Ang. Dwat Sang means Bara Ang. Bara Ang is the complete knowledge. Okay. So a person can manifest complete right faith only in the presence of omniscient God or Sruth Kevli. Okay. The one who has got the knowledge of the 12 parts of the Jain scriptures. Okay. So it can be had in the presence of this. That means the instrumental cause is that proves the powerfulness of the instrumental cause. You cannot deny. Then Upadan replies, O Nimit Bhai, O brother Nimit, you don't know that omniscient God and Sruth Kevli monk, there are many people in their presence, but everyone does not manifest complete right belief. Okay. Those are the few luckiest one who manifest this complete right belief. The one whose time has come for a turnaround in his life, they only manifest. Therefore, you have to understand and decide that without the transformation of Upadan and without getting the eligibility of the moment, Nimit cannot do anything. Then 12:13. Nimit. When Upadan denied the doership of Nimit, okay, then Nimit realized that Upadan is very intelligent. Okay. All the good work, he wants to take credit. And he also denies my doership. Then let me be the doer of wrong action and prove him that I am also a doer. And by this way only, I can prove my doership. Even if I am being maligned, doesn't matter, but my name will be there. People will recognize me. So thinking like this, he says, "Oh, Upadan brother, what kind of talks you are doing? Did you never hear that hinsa adi pap, violence, etc.?" So it will be all the 5 sins. Okay. Violence, jhoot, falsehood, chori, theft, kushil, adultery, parigrah, possession. All these 5 sins, if a soul engages into, he lands up in hell. Okay. So how can you deny the doership of Nimit? If Nimit was not useful, then why would people say so? Upadan realizes the cleverness of Nimit, and he also replies very intelligently, and he tries to explain the nature of things. And he says, Nimit ji, whatever you, तुम कुछ समझते नहीं हो जी. You are not understanding anything. In the hell, only those soul goes who forgets about his true identity, who forgets about his own knowing nature, right? And he indulges in sinful activities like violence, falsehood, theft, adultery, accumulation of possession. Okay. And those who take shelter in their soul, such monks never go to hell. Then 14-15, Nimit. To this, Nimit replies, again he puts up forth his argument. Upadan ji agreed that your all whatever you say is correct. But if you say that the instrumental cause is false, then why do the people believe that by doing rituals like donation, compassion, worship, by doing all this, people do become happy? If Nimit would have been false, if there would not have been a role of Nimit, so then people, the worldly people, why should they believe like this? Therefore, it goes on to prove that Nimit is not false. Then,
Sorry, sir. Don't we have the English version on the screen, sir? Can we not have the English version
no,
on the
we
screen?
don't have the English version altogether.
Oh,
It
okay,
has
then
not
how?
been it has
Sir?
not been
It's not.
translated. I'm doing it directly.
Oh, you're just seeing the Hindi verses and telling, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the first time I am trying this, and if this works out, then we can leave the translations, and you can refer to the translations as a homework.
Okay. I mean, it is not available. That means okay.
It is not
Okay.
available. It has not been translated because there are some other important subjects that they are covering now, and later on they will definitely come to this. But as of
Even
now,
one
it
of the
is not
students can
available.
try this, no, sir. Even one of the students can try to do this.
Yeah, if you have time, like you don't have time to complete your regular studies also. So
No,
it takes a
not
lot
me,
of
sir.
time.
Any students who have time, I mean, who are interested in
Yeah,
doing
so
it.
there are a translation team working round the clock. There are around 20 people working on that. But
Okay.
all are volunteers, so they are doing on a voluntary basis, and they have all busy schedule. So whenever they find time, they are doing it, and they want to expand the team. So if any one of you is interested to participate in that, but it is all time consuming, and
Okay.
so I don't encourage anybody to join that right now, because study is more important than the translation now.
Correct.
So you have all limited time, you have your job, you have your family to maintain, and you have other responsibilities. So doing that thing, involving in that thing won't be helpful to you right now. Rather, whatever time you get, you just keep on repeating what we are covering in the class, so that it gets imbibed in your knowledge and you are able to reproduce this when the situation arises. And you can be happy in that situation. That will be more fulfilling and satisfying thing, right?
Correct.
So then Upadan replies. Then he says that I agree with you, Nimit. You are telling the truth that compassion, donation, worship, all these ritual activity are auspicious. Okay. But with the result of those activities is that you get all the sensual objects of desire. Okay. But as far as the self realization is concerned, as far as the pure modification is concerned, in that there is absence of auspicious sentiments, because auspicious sentiments binds you. Okay. And the one which binds you, how can it be a cause of liberation simultaneously? Okay. So it is auspicious sentiments are a cause of bondage only. Okay. And the realization of the self is going to stop the bondage of auspicious karma also. Okay. So experiencing the self is a pure activity, and doing activities like compassion, donation, right? All these are activities which binds auspicious karma. Okay. So you cannot compare between the two. Then Upadan in his next verse number 16 says, he changes its tone, Upadan. Nimit changes its tone and says, "Oh brother Upadan, you think yourself. You put mind, you see from your mind. This is very famous in the universe that anybody who gets liberated in the human form only, and that also male human form, right? So this goes on to prove that without the instrumental cause of getting a male human life, the action of liberation cannot take place. Upadan replies, "O Nimit brother, the body that you are talking about, that body is a cage. Our soul is now existing inside this body, but this body only stops the soul to get liberated. This body only is binding the soul right now, right? So the liberation of the soul is because of its principal inherent power, okay? And not because of instrumental cause, not because of body, okay? Although a soul gets liberated only in a male human form, but that male human form is not the cause of liberation. The inherent principle is the inherent principal power is the cause of the soul to get liberated. 1 minute, I'll take a call.
Excuse me, can anybody tell me the name of the topic of this subject, of this lesson?
Nimitupadan.
Nimitupad. Okay, thank you, Payalji.
So,
Hmm.
Rekha ji, I'm just writing down what sir is saying, and that is helping me to
Okay,
get the English translation.
So the recording is also going on. You can refer to the
Okay.
recording again and do the corrections, and when we can have a rough copy of what about this translation. So other batches coming up, that can be helpful. And if you present me in a rough form, then I will further modify it into a correct form.
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
Because when we put this thing in Chat GPT and we instruct them to correct grammatically, they all automatically correct the grammar part, you know.
Okay.
Okay.
So the action takes place because of the principal cause, and among the principal cause, when the eligibility matures, then only the action take place. So 1819.
The action takes place.
Pardon?
The action takes place because of?
The action takes place because of the eligibility of the moment of the principal cause. When the eligibility comes, then only the instrumental cause is merely present. So the action, any action that is taking place, the eligibility of the moment is the controlling factor, responsible factor for that action.
The action takes place because of eligibility of the moment.
Eligibility of the moment is called tat samay ki yogyata. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Eligibility of that particular moment. So that is the chief cause of the action taking place. Now, verse number 18, 19. Nimit, showing its importance, says counterattacks. Counterattacks Upadan and says, what are you talking about? Upadan is present in all the souls in this universe. There is nobody to stop that. Then why don't all the souls get liberated? Do you have any answer for that? Upadan replies. Upadan takes responsibility for all the transmigration that is happening, and he says, Nimitji, you are correct. Everyone has Upadan in themselves, and that is present since time immemorial. Not a single soul is without its inherent power. Okay? Each soul has got infinite attributes as a potential. But since time immemorial, he is behaving, he is following the wrong direction. Okay? That's why he is transmigrating in this world. When he changes his direction and comes to the right direction, follows the right direction, okay, then he gets liberated. So, transmigrating in this universe, the cause is he is moving in the right direction. And when he turns around and moves in the right direction, then definitely he attains liberation. 2021. Nimit, on seeing Upadan getting weaker, he tries to dominate Upadan and says, yes, yes, Upadan ji, you are telling now the right thing. But why are you twisting things? You can say straightforward. Why don't you say straightforward? That from time immemorial, because in the absence of Nimit, okay, in the absence of instrumental cause, the active consciousness, upyog, is moving in the wrong direction. So when you get access to true God, true scriptures, true monk, your upyog turns towards the right direction. So it proves that Nimit is the controlling factor. If Upadan by itself is capable of changing from wrong direction to right direction, then without instrumental cause, everything would have happened. But without instrumental cause, the active consciousness does not turn in the right direction. Okay, so this is Nimit showing its importance. Upadan replies to this argument and he tries to explain the nature of things, because nature of the thing is universal. Nobody is doer of those things. It is universal, means it is happening on its own and nobody can change it. So by explaining the nature of things, Upadan says, "Oh Nimit, the momentary eligibility of the momentary principal cause, when it matures, when it realizes, then it is not possible to explain in words. Okay. The process of Upadan is not expressible in words. Okay. We cannot talk about Upadan. We cannot see the Upadan. Okay. All the mundane existence grossly doesn't see the Upadan. Only the omniscient God, the Lord of three worlds, he clearly knows what is Upadan. and which particular modification, when it comes into fruition, then only the action takes place. Okay. So again, we come back to the eligibility of the moment that is responsible for the action. To this, Nimit again replies, by catching hold of the statement made by Upadan, very intelligently, Nimit says that both of us are powerful. Okay. You are absolutely right, brother. We both are powerful and we both are equally responsible for the action. Whatever the omniscient God has seen, that is true. We both are together since time immemorial. And when the eligibility of the moment matures, then only Nimit is compulsorily present. Then whom should we consider the most powerful? So this was the argument that Nimit put forth. Replying to that argument, Upadan says, because Upadan does not like the equality of status for the action that is taking place, wherein Upadan and Nimit both are equal. Okay, he doesn't like this. And he says that the eternal principal cause is always present, and it also possesses always the inherent power, okay, for the action to take place. And keeping that in mind, he denies the equality status of Nimit along with Upadan. And he says, "Oh brother Nimit, the most powerful is the one who never gets destroyed. And I am present eternally, all the three times, past, present, and future. I am eternal and I am always present. And the action takes place only in me. Then it proves that I am the most powerful. You only think that the one who evolves and gets extinct, how can that be powerful? How can that non-self substance, which is an only association, how can it that be powerful? The one which does not have its own true identity, which is not a permanent identity, which does not have a permanent identity, because today somebody is instrumental cause, tomorrow someone else would be an instrumental cause. Okay. So the action that is taking place, we cannot accept Nimit as the controlling factor, because Nimit keeps on changing. When the action takes place, then Nimit is considered to be a suitable cause. Okay. So it cannot be a permanent cause for the action to take place. The most powerful is the one which is always present as a controlling factor for the action to take place. The action takes place only when the eligibility of the moment materializes. Okay. So unless and until the eligibility of the moment comes, the action does not happen. So it is again the principal cause which is responsible for that.
So, sir, can you please repeat this? The action takes place when the eligibility of the moment.
So the action only takes place when the when the eligibility of the moment matures or
Okay.
it is getting realized or when it comes into fruition. Okay. So it is the eligibility of the modification that is responsible for the action that has taken place. 24-25. Nimit again put forth his argument. He gives another argument to prove his importance. You are right, brother. You are powerful. And if you are powerful, then why you are eating food? And because of only food, because of the instrumentality cause of food, all the living beings lives in this world. To this, the Upadan reply. Don't give big arguments. Nimit, if people would have survived with food, then nobody in this universe would have died. But we see that every day people do get death. Okay. So we cannot say that people are living because of food. Okay. Food is an instrumental cause. That is true. But the soul is not surviving because of food. Okay. Because everyone is having food. So nobody should have died. People are dying. That means that food is not the controlling factor or competent factor or the regulatory factor for the soul to survive. To this, Nimit put forth his another argument. Okay, brother, forget about eating and drinking. But to see something, to see some process, then you require the instrumentally cause of eyes. You cannot deny that. These eyes only, because of only eyes only, people can see things in the presence of sun, moon, gems, or fire. Okay. If the eyes would not have been there, people would not have been able to see, even though the sun, moon, gems, and fire would have been there. Because in the darkness, nobody can see anything. So then what is the function of your eyes? So why you can't see? If you say that eyes is the cause of seeing, then when it is dark, why you cannot see anything in spite of having eyes? To this, Upadan replies, gives a counter argument. Oh brother, sun, moon, gems, and fire, they emit light, whatever quantity of light they emit. But without the power of eyes, nobody can see it. Then everything becomes like a person who is blind. Nobody can see anything in the darkness. Okay. So you cannot deny the strength of eyes as a upadan. To this, Nimit changes its talk and says, "O upadan, whatever you say, but without me, the soul cannot do anything in this universe. Everyone is under my control. And without me, nobody can get liberated." To this, Upadan replies, and condemns Nimit. What are you talking about? What nonsense talk you are doing? Stop talking in this manner. You understand in brief that nobody in this world is dependent on you. On the contrary, the one who lives you, okay, and praise uh, of his praise his own soul, the one who takes his own shelter, that soul only manifests happiness. He dives deep into the ocean of happiness. So again, Nimit put forth his argument. Upadanji, if any soul leaves me, then how he is going to get liberated? It is very apparent that in this world, the great woe holders monk, only gets liberated. Okay. So he is showing the importance of the instrumentality cause of the 5 great woes that a monk undergoes. And not only 5 woes, but all other essential activities of a monk. There are all in total 28 main factors, okay, out of which 5 Mahavrat, 5 great woes, then 5 Indriya Nigra, abstaining from the 5 senses, 5 Mahavrat, 5 Indriya Nigra, 5 Samiti, 5 vigilant action, 5 Samiti, 15, then 6 Avashyak, 6 Avashyak, 6 essentials. So 15 plus 6, 21, and 7 balance main attributes. Says 7 mool gun, okay, where the monks takes only once in a day food, he takes it standing, he plucks his hair, he never takes bath, then there are other 3. So all these are 28 main attributes of a monk.
So,
these are
avashyak is called in English?
6 आवश्यक में है ना स्तुति वंदना.
No. What is the word of the meaning of avashyak in English?
Avashyak is essential.
Okay.
We read about 6 essentials of a householder. Dev Puja, Guru Upasana, and these are the 6 essentials of a monk. Okay.
And what are 7? 7?
7 balance main attributes.
Okay.
So like eating once in a day, eating while standing, then they don't brush, they pluck their hair, they don't take bath, and then they sleep very little, and one more. So these are the 7. 28 mool gun, okay, of a monk.
Okay.
Then the Upadan replies. So Nimit was proving the instrumentality of the monk and their 28 main attributes, which acts as an instrumental cause for anybody to get liberated. Okay, because liberation is only possible when you when you initiate into monkhood. So to counter this argument, Upadan says that 5 great woes, then three activities of mind, speech, and body, teen yog, and other conventional process which are non-self instrumental cause, leaving those things only, a soul's attained liberation. Soul never attains liberation with the body and the associated 28 main attributes. Okay, leaving all these bodily actions, the soul attains liberation. Okay, so these are not the main cause of a person getting liberated. Then Nimit tries for the last time. He gives his last argument. Oh, brother Upadan, whatever you say, but nobody is greater than me in this universe. All becomes Lord of three worlds, like the God. Okay. God is the Lord of three worlds. So all becomes God because of my grace. To this, the Upadan replies, what are you talking about? With your grace, nobody becomes happy. On the contrary, they are experiencing sorrow because of you. You have forgotten. You only said in the verse number 12 that because of me only, all the souls gets into the four state of existence. And all the four state of existence is manifesting grief in the soul. There is no happiness in any of the four states of existence. Okay. So this is the counter argument that Upadan has given to Nimit. Then Nimit criticizes Upadan and says, oh brother Upadan, you are so great. In this worldly existence, whatever grief a soul suffers, you are considering me responsible for that. Then brother, you only tell me that how this soul can be happy. If I am only an instrumental in sorrow, then I should be responsible for manifesting happiness. Then Upadan very politely tries to explain to Nimit, oh Nimit, you are so innocent. The happiness that you are talking about, it is all about sensual pleasure. It is not the true happiness of the soul. All these sensual pleasures are, in fact, sorrow at its base. All these sensual pleasures are not the true happiness, but these are a type of sorrow only. The true eternal bliss never gets destroyed and it only can manifest when you take shelter in your soul and get liberated. Okay, so he's talking about complete eternal happiness. Okay, 36, 37. Yeah, again Nimit catches the last word of Upadan's logic and say that this indestructible bliss, if you say it can manifest only when you take shelter in this indestructible soul, then all the souls of this universe should be happy, because each soul possesses this indestructible soul. Okay, each and every body houses this indestructible soul. Whatever you say, but without the association of auspicious instrumental cause, the soul suffers. Okay. There is a saying, old saying, that when a person gets old and when he is not able to walk freely, then he sleeps on the bed, and all his daily routine activities are carried in that bed only. And he is so dependent that he, for his for his routine daily activities, he keeps on scolding other family members. So, in reply to that, Upadan reminds Nimit that what are you talking about? This soul has got associated with auspicious instrumental causes infinite times. This is not the first time that we are getting association of this instrumental causes. But without right belief, this soul remained an ignorant one, and he is transmigrating in the four states of existence.
What, sir? Like whatever this soul has got associated to fishes.
So now the Nimit is giving his argument that because of these auspicious sentiments, this soul is getting all the good things in life. Okay. Without this auspicious and sentiment, uh, people suffers. So he is pointing out that because of the instrumental cause only, the soul is happy. And to counter that argument, and the Upadan says that we have manifested auspicious sentiments infinite times, and we have got good associations also infinite time. But without the knowledge, without the right belief and right knowledge, the ignorant being is still transmigrating in the fourth state of existence. So again, Nimit put forth its last argument. Earlier also it was last argument, and still he keeps on trying. Oh Upadan, I am ignorant one, but you are the knowledgeable one. Then you only tell me that anyone who is manifesting right belief, did he gets liberated same moment? You don't know that with right belief you require meditation. Okay, and meditation is also an instrumental cause, and because of meditation a soul attains liberation. So how can you deny the instrumental cause? So Upadan replies, proving the meaninglessness or uselessness of Nimit, and says, no, no, Nimit, nothing of that sort. Meditation, when you want to get liberated, you have to leave the thoughts of meditation also. All the activity of mind, speech, and body. Okay. The inclination of all the activities of mind, speech, and body is towards non-self. Okay. And when you direct it and turn inbound, and you break the shackles of karma, then only you get liberated. Okay. So you cannot deny, you are not dependent. Upadan says you are not dependent on any of the instrumental cause. Okay. So instrumental cause is not the controlling factor. That's what he wants to prove. To conclude, the poet Bhaiya Bhagwati Das ji says, seeing the firmness of Upadan, seeing the strength of the arguments put forth by Upadan, the poet says that the Nimit have been defeated. So the poet is acting as an umpire, and he gives his verdict that hearing the arguments of Nimit and Upadan both, I conclude that Nimit has been defeated. And it is the inherent nature of the soul which is capable of destroying all the karmas and uplifting the soul to Siddhalaya, liberation. Okay. Then asserting the powerfulness of Upadan, the poet goes on to say that soul has won, okay, because of throwing light on the inherent power of the soul. So the Upadan is only won because of its own inherent power. And with this inherent power, he has attained Dhruv Gati. Dhruv Gati means liberated state. He has attained liberated state, which is a cause of infinite happiness for infinite time. And that cannot be described in words. So this too, both 40, 41 is the conclusion that the poet, after listening to the arguments of Nimit and Upadan both, he has concluded that Nimit has lost this debate and Upadan has won it, and it is because of Upadan only that the soul gets liberated and he enjoys eternal bliss forever. Now, emphasizing on the efforts that a soul puts in, the poet Bhaiya Bhagwati Das ji concludes, त्रिकाली उपादान और निमित्त बनने की योग्यता वाले द्रव्य भी सदाकाल उपस्थित होते हैं. So he concludes that the principal, eternal principal cause and the instrumental cause, okay, all the substance are having, for any action to take place in any substance, both these causes are present when the action takes place. So, for any action to take place, we should not be looking for any instrumental cause, because instrumental cause is always present when any action take place. So you need not find out what would be an instrumental cause. Okay. The soul which realizes true self, the inherent power, okay, and the one who puts in effort to get the active consciousness towards its own self. Okay. So those kind of effort, and the subject of focus is his own soul. Okay. Then only he can cross this worldly ocean and attain liberation. Then Bhaiya Bhagwati Das ji says, how can I define the gloriousness of soul in words? The whole substance is beyond the words. I cannot explain it in words. But still, I have tried to put something in words to make you realize that you are, the action that is taking place is because of the principal cause and not the instrumental cause. This is the conclusion. Then Upadan says, now Upadan says first and then the Nimit will accept
Can
it.
you please repeat this, sir? I mean, what is the conclusion? Is the conclusion the substance of explanation is beyond words?
Yeah, the
Yes, sir.
conclusion is that for any action to take place, okay, uh, what is beyond words is the nature of the soul. The nature of the soul is beyond words, and for any action to take place, the principal cause is the primary cause, for which the action has taken place, and not the instrumental cause. Okay. So
Okay.
for any action to take place, it is always because of upadan that the work has happened, and not because of nimit. That is the conclusion.
Cause is the primary what, sir? For any action, the principal cause is the primary.
Is the primary cause, main cause,
Okay, primary reason or primary cause.
and nimit is always the secondary cause. Okay.
Okay.
So now again Upadan is put forth his argument, and the poet Bhaiya Bhagwati Ja says that I only have made this dialogue to explain the nature of Upadan and Nimit, and this dialogue has come out very nicely. The arguments have come out very nicely, and this is very easily comprehensible by a right believer, but a foolish person, an ignorant person would feel it boring. Who will understand Nimit Upadan and who will not understand? The poet says, the one who realizes his true self, they will able to realize the whole mechanism behind the action being take place. And he is getting testaments, he is getting testimonials from the different scriptures that has been written based on the sermons of Jinendra Bhagwan. Okay, he will get all the proofs that this process is correct and this is how the action takes place. The one who does not understand this, they should not feel sad. When their time will come, they will also understand and they will also get liberated. Last two, 46, 47. Bhaiya Bhagwati Daji says that the city where many Jain people resides, the city of Agra, and in that city of Agra, in a temple, sitting in a temple, I have written this poem according to my intellect. Okay, whatever I know, I have tried to present this poem in a dialogue form, and it has been written in 1693 Common Era, 1750 Samvat, that is the Hindi calendar. Okay, and in the month of March, Falgun is almost March. In the first 15 days of the month of March, this has been written. So it is always, we could see that all the authors that they write their scriptures, in the end, they mention their name, time, and place when this particular poet or the article has been written. So that's what Bhaiya Bhagwati Jasji has done here. So this was one dialogue between Upadan and Nimit, and there is one more that is by Pandit Banarasidas ji that was at the beginning. So again, come back to the start from the beginning, and those who know Hindi can read this. There are only 7 words in this of Banarasidas ji. Okay, and in the first 2 words, Pandit Banarasidas ji tells us what a student believes. So the student put forth his argument that if a person is without one leg, he is not capable of walking. Similarly, without the sermons of a guru, monk, okay, so without the instrumentality of the true monk, okay, Shishya's inherent power is not manifested. So this is the argument of the student. So he is showing that Nimit is only important. This was at the beginning of this book only, the one that you were doing, no? So initially it was there. Yeah, this one only. Yeah, this is Banarsidas ji. Right. This is the first one. You can enlarge a bit. Thank you. So this is Pandit Bharozil. So without one leg, a person is dependent. Similarly, without the guidance of the guru, okay, without the nimit of the guru, Upadan is not able to manifest anything. In the second verse, again the Sishya, the student, okay, signifies the importance of nimit and says, gives a second example that without nimit, Upadan itself is not capable of doing any action. Just like without the wind, the water, the sailor cannot take the boat from one place to another place without the instrumental cause of wind. Okay, without wind, the sailor cannot sail the boat from one place to another place. In the third verse, the guru replies, okay, the monk replies. The monk here, not the monk, the poet Banarsi Dasji replies to the above arguments of the student that to tread in the path of liberation, the eyes of knowledge and perception and the conduct, both legs are required, okay? Because for any action to take place, there will always be two causes, one from the principal side and one from the instrumental side. So the principal cause is the real cause and the instrumental cause is the conventional cause. But for any action to take place, both the causes are required. Therefore, in the path of liberation also, both Upadan and Nimit has got its own importance. You cannot neglect any of the two. In the fourth stanza, the poet says, citing the difference between Upadan and Nimit, the poet says, for any action to take place, it is the inherent power of the self that is responsible, and Nimit is always an external instrumental cause. And to differentiate between these two causes, Upadan and Nimit, very few people, only the enlightened soul can only understand. In the fifth verse, slightly ahead, दूसरे पैर के बिना, without the second leg, a person cannot walk. A person cannot walk with one leg. Answering to that argument of the student, the poet Banarsi Das Ji says that when the action takes place, when the right time comes for the action to take place in the Upadan, then which instrumental cause force is required? That means he wants to convey that the action takes place because of Upadan only. And when the action takes place, there is no necessity of any interference from the Nimit side. He says in support of his argument that it is being said that the cart of the sun walks with only one wheel. Okay. So this is something very famous in the ancient times, that the cart of the sun always walk with one wheel only. Okay. So you don't require two wheels for any action to take place, for any cart to run. So there is an exception of sun having only one wheel in his cart. Then to counter the second argument of the student, that a boat cannot move from one place to another place without the instrumental cause of the wind, the poet says that as the boat cannot move from one place to another place without wind, without the instrumental cause of the wind, the boat can sail uh, on its own in the flow of water. See, in the same way, the effortless transformation not depending on any other substance, the principal cause itself is enough to affect any action. Okay. So the principal cause is responsible for any effect to take place, and it does not require the instrumentally cause. It does not require the instrumental cause of nimit. So all the action that takes place in a substance, it takes place on its own and it does not require any help from any other substance.
So can you repeat the last sentence, sir?
You catch up on recording because I am also
Okay.
doing live, so I don't remember the words, you know.
Okay.
You just catch up when you again listen to it.
So,
The last and the concluding para.
is Sahaj Parinam.
Sahaj is effortless, voluntary, natural transformation. Parinaman is transformation.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So the last para, उपादान और निमित्त दोनों की अपने अपने स्थान पर उपयोगिता है. So both upadan and nimit have its own importance. It has got a place in its in the action that is being taking place. Citing this, the poet says, the action, the action taking place in the upadan cannot be expressed in words. But the instruction is always in the form of words. So the action, whatever action has to take place, there is always an instrumental cause that is present. So whenever any action takes place, the instruction from the instruction acts as an instrumental cause. Therefore, both has got its importance. Okay. जहां जो अपेक्षा हो वहां वही अपेक्षा समझना चाहिए. So from which perspective a statement is being made, you have to understand it from that particular perspective. Then you will realize the truth. Okay. So there are some statements in Jinwani from the Upadan side, and there are some statements from the Nimit side. Okay. Both has got its importance, and you have to understand from which perspective it is being said. So when it is being said from the perspective of instrumental cause, it is always a conventional statement. And when it is said from the perspective of the principal cause, it is always the real point of view. Okay. To make you understand this statement, it was said that when you visit a particular country, wear dresses according to that country. Okay. So the Bhavarth. Bhavarth means the essence of this verse, that the action of right belief, सम्यक दर्शन रूपी कार्य होने में जीव रूपी उपादान में जिस विधि से परिणमन होता है. Okay. For the action to take place of the right belief, okay, the soul acts as a principal cause. Okay. And the process by which the transformation takes place, that is inexpressible, that cannot be said in words. And the instruction of the guru or the monk is acting as an instrumental cause. Therefore, it is said that because of the instruction of the guru, the action has taken place. This statement is यह मात्र कथन में अपेक्षा भेद है. So this is only, the difference is only from the point of expressing only, because we have two type of statements. One is from the real point of view and another is from the conventional point of view. Okay. So the difference is because of this viewpoints only. As far as the action taking place, there is no dependency on the instrumental cause. Okay. So any action to take place, there is no dependency on the instrumental cause. So this is what we have concluded, and whatever we have read on the chapter of Tattva-gyan part 2, whatever I have said from the chart that I have shown you in the first class itself, and the subsequent discussion that we had from Dr. Baril's Nibit Upadan book and these two poems, everything is very clear that whatever action takes place, it is because of the principal cause only. And that principal cause is of two types: eternal principal cause, which says us that the action will take place in this particular substance, and the momentary principal cause, which is again divided into immediate prior modification, indicating the controlling factor of the effort, and the eligibility of the moment, which is the controlling factor for the time of action. Okay. So these are three from the principal cause side, and then of course the instrumental cause is also always present when the action takes place. And those instrumental cause are of two types: motivational instrumental cause, which is having desire and process both, and there is an indifferent instrumental cause, which is without any desire, but nevertheless it is merely present. So this completes the whole causes, okay, by which the action has taken place. So by analyzing these 5 causes, we can ascertain what is the principal cause by which the action has taken place, and we work on that principal cause. So our effect will also come. Whatever we are desiring, whatever the action that we are desiring will take place if we are able to identify the chief cause for which that action takes place. And when that action takes place, there are suitable instrumental cause also present. Okay. So you don't have to go and find the instrumental cause. It automatically comes, but you have to put in the right efforts at the right time and in the right manner to get the desired action. Okay. This is the conclusion. And this doctrine of principal cause and instrumental cause is very important, because for every action, these are the causes that are there, and you have to understand it very clearly. And when you understand it clearly, then you are able to put the right efforts at the right time, and you get the desired action. So if you have any questions, I can take up. Otherwise, we will close. Your concept clarity paper 3 was on Nimit Upadan. And what was the last date for that assignment? Concept clarity Nimit Upadan.
It was today, I think.
Today.
Yes.
So nobody has submitted so far.
I submitted on the 16th. I emailed you.
Okay, then you have to put it in the group also, so
Yeah,
others
sure.
also get encouraged, and they also remember that we have to do this homework by this date. So today was the last date? Sure?
Yeah, I think so. That's what last time somebody said.
No, it was the 20th yesterday.
Okay. 20th yesterday. So anyway,
Oh,
last date for
20th.
LCPA. Okay, life changing.
Mhm.
LCPA. What is this? Life changing practical application. So that is 30th December. I've given, the management has given 3 questions.
Mhm.
Okay. So today is 21st. So you have 9 days to go for that assignment. And this assignment of concept clarity paper 3 on principal cause and instrumental cause was yesterday the last date, 20th December. But only one person has submitted. So when you know that you have to do it anyways, so why don't you do on time? Right? So I would encourage all of you to do it on time, because it is ethically wrong if you are not doing on time, because 21 days is enough. And
Mhm.
it takes hardly takes, you have the option of just putting 10 important lines on that.
Mhm.
You have the option of, if you don't want to write, don't write. You just send me across the voice message. That also will do, but you do it on time.
Mhm.
Okay. Even you can write 1 page also, but it is only for your own self, that you have understood the topic now, so you can summarize it in your own words, so that next time when you read this summary only, you come to know about the whole concept. So you don't
Mhm.
have to read it again and again. And similarly, over a period of 10 semesters with 3 papers in each semester, you will have summaries of 30 different topics, and if you read those, because you only have written it and you have thought about it, so if you keep on repeating those, then I think uh, you will always be update on the knowledge about this, whatever efforts you have put in. And that is only going to bring happiness in all situations in our life. Okay. So I would encourage everyone to finish in next few days and LCPA before the deadline of 30th December. If you have any questions while you are studying, you are always welcome to ask me personally through voice message, or you can directly call also. And if I'm not available, I will call you back. Okay. But never keep any doubt. Wherever you have a doubt, you always ask and clarify it and be clear in your knowledge. Because as this is the first year that we have completed, and as we move further, you will be understanding many complicated things also. Okay. So you should not lag behind in understanding what we have covered so far. So you have got a good time for revisions. Today is still 21st, and the first exam will be on, I think, 10th. Okay. So you have till 19 days for revisions. And in between, if you have any questions, we can discuss on one-to-one. Okay. And all the people who have not completed their assignments, they are requested to complete the assignments at the earliest. Okay. So when are you going to submit, Himali?
So today.
Okay, you are ready.
So I've started it. I just have to finish it.
Okay. And don't forget to write the myth buster at the end. Okay.
Yes, sir.
What were your earlier understanding, and after reading this chapter, what you have discovered new. Okay. So that you should share your experience from your practical life only, that earlier I used to believe this, and now with this understanding, my conception has changed.
Yes, sir.
My perception has changed. That's all. Okay. Anything else? Okay. All the best for your exams. And you have already given objectives in the first sem. So you are quite experienced. It does not take more than 1 hour for any objective to finish. So you have enough time for revision. It's an open book exam. So open the book and read the answer and then only answer. There is nothing wrong in that. Okay. But the questions will be slightly tricky as you have already seen in the first sem. So just correct understanding will only help you. Okay. निज निधि निज में बताई, यह अनंत उपकार है, उसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना सत बार है, उसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना सत बार है।